The Prime Minister's security case hearing in the Supreme Court is going on. We're getting you the latest updates. Centre says crowd was 100 meters from Modi's convoy. Also goes on to say Punjab violated Prime Minister's security blue book. Centre also says pro panel issued a show cause notice. The Punjab government in Supreme Court alleges politics behind the case. Punjab government says in the Supreme Court all documents are given to the High Court. That's the latest coming in at the moment. Right now, the hearing has begun. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta putting his arguments forth in front of the Supreme Court with a bench that is being led by Justice Ramanna, the CJI, along with two other judges of the Supreme Court. The centre says the crowd was at 100 meters from Modi's convoy and Punjab DGP failed to protect Modi. Nalini now joins us for the latest. Now, Nalini, the hearing has just begun. Any progress from where we last left off? Because we know the centre's arguments at the moment. How does the Punjab government respond?
Well, Chaiti, the latest that we have coming in right now is the CGI who is questioning Solicitor General over the show cause notices that were issued by the central government and asking him exactly why these show cause notices were issued, even though the Supreme Court has categorically said that none of the inquiry proceedings will continue either by the state government or the central government. At the same time, what we have is the Solicitor General making arguments before the Supreme Court bench where he said that the travel plan of the Prime Minister was pre-planned. He said it was the responsibility of the state authorities to ensure that the entire route was scanned well beforehand and that the route scan and the decision was done at least 24 hours in advance. He's also gone ahead and said that it was not a spontaneous decision. The alternate convoy route was already kept ready 24 hours in advance. And the last thing that he said is that there was a clear violation of the blue book that we were talking about regarding the protection of the SPs in this entire case on behalf of the Punjab government. But at the same time, it's also very important to look at what the bench has said. And Justice Hema Kohli, who I said is one of the judges on the bench, has asked, the impression you're giving to the court is that you've already made up your minds. This, she's talking to the Solicitor General. So why did you come to court and tell us on Friday that you will hold your horses? Remember, Chaiti, on the last hearing, when the hearing had happened on Friday, I beg your pardon, the Chief Justice of India had specifically asked both the Punjab government and the central government to hold their horses until and unless the travel records and the communication records were received by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court had a chance to go through them. Both the Solicitor General as well as the Advocate General appearing on behalf of the Punjab government had assured the Supreme Court that they will hold their horses. But at the same time, the Punjab government has today come and told Supreme Court that a show cause notice was issued to them on behalf of the central government for which they've been asked to respond. So that is essentially why Justice Hema Kohli is raising questions at the Solicitor General regarding this. Justice Suryakant has also said that your show cause notice is contradictory. In the same notice, you're saying that you're constituting a committee, and then you say that they are guilty. Who has held them guilty, and what was the inquiry? So essentially, what the Supreme Court is trying to find out, that if the central government has already made up their mind that the lapse in the security was because of the fault of the Punjab government and the Punjab police, why are they even pretending to do a farce of holding an inquiry? They've already declared who is guilty. So this inquiry and these show cause notices that the Supreme Court bench is now raising questions on to the central government, asking the Solicitor General to respond. So Justice Suryakant has also gone ahead and said that you may be right that tomorrow after the fact-finding report, someone will be held guilty. By inquiry can be found, but who has done the inquiry? That the point of the matter that the Supreme Court bench is trying to make right now is that no inquiry has been conducted so far. And despite that, allegations and counter-allegations are being made from both sides, where the central government is saying that the fault lies with the Punjab police, and the Punjab police is saying that the fault lies with the SPG. So all of this is a matter of inquiry that can be determined only after the Supreme Court constitutes an inquiry committee, preferably monitored by the Supreme Court.
The Punjab government is asking for a court-monitored probe because of the politicking that is happening, correct?
Precisely. So what the Punjab government is saying that even though there are some certain administrative powers that the central government enjoys, but because this matter has become political, also because not to forget that Punjab is one of the 5 states that is going to election this year. So this matter, irrespective of anything, is highly political because both the BJP as well as the Punjab government have stakes in Punjab, at least as of now. So that is essentially why the Punjab government has said that it is because of this politicking that they do not expect an unbiased inquiry, even if it is conducted by the central government, which is exactly why they want the Supreme Court to issue orders regarding a court-monitored inquiry so that there are no doubts and no confusion regarding the authenticity and the biasness of this entire probe. This is a matter concerning the PM security. Of course, it holds the utmost importance when it comes to security measures that should be taken on a national level in the country. And that is essentially why there should be no lapses and there should be no arguments that should be made regarding the findings of an inquiry committee once it is finalized. So that is essentially why the Supreme Court monitoring this entire thing is extremely important so that no political party or no government at the present time gets an unfair advantage in trying to determine what the outcome of this entire inquiry is going to be.
Right. So that's the latest coming in at the moment. Nalini bringing us the very latest. Nalini, have the arguments begun from the Punjab government side as well? Because from what we're hearing all the arguments that have been put forth by Solicitor General Tushar Mehta on behalf of the central government.
Well, Shetty, we're given to understand that there was a small technical snag because remember, all of these hearings are happening virtually. The Supreme Court has resorted to 100% complete virtual mode and only urgent and important cases are being heard. We were given to understand that there was a small technical snag because of the hearing, because of which the hearing halted for a few seconds. But the hearing is back on now, where we have Justice Hema Kohli, who is part of the bench, who is asking the Solicitor General. There was a court order saying seize the material that has to be examined by the agency. When you issued the notice, it was before our order, and after that we passed our order. You asked them to reply within 24 hours is not expected of you. So essentially what the Supreme Court bench is trying to say that even though the show cause notice that was issued to the Punjab government was done before the Supreme Court order, after the Supreme Court had categorically told the central government as well as the Punjab government to hold their horses, this order should have been withdrawn, the show cause notice should have been withdrawn, and they should have not been asked to reply within 24 hours. At the same time, what the Solicitor General has said is that these notices were issued before the court was seized of the matter. The CGI right now is saying that if you want to take disciplinary action against the state officers, then why have you come to this court and what remains for this court to do? But at the end of the day, it's not just about the disciplinary action that needs to be taken against the police officials, but also about the inquiry that needs to be conducted and finding out exactly how the security...
So, Nalini, essentially this means that the centre will be asking all of these things and putting forth their arguments in front of the court as well. Tushar Mehta is currently arguing too, but the eventual decision is going to be lying with this bench that is hearing this particular matter. Isn't that correct?
Precisely. Of course, Chetty, that's the same with any case that the matter comes up before the Supreme Court. Of course, aversions and arguments and everything under the sun can be said by the lawyers and the parties who are representing them. But at the end of the day, the decision only and only lies with the bench that is hearing this case. So at the end of the day, what's going to be important to look out for is what the Supreme Court bench headed by the Chief Justice decides as to whether or not there is going to be an inquiry. Now, I am going to go on a hunch and say that the arguments that have been made by the central government have proven that at least there is enough scope for an inquiry. But as to whether or not the Supreme Court is going to be able to conduct an entire inquiry is something that we have to wait and watch for. Along with that, the Punjab government is also on board as long as the inquiry is monitored by the Supreme Court and not conducted by the central government, because they have no...
Can we please re-establish that connection to Nalini? We are losing her at the moment. She's bringing us all the very latest details, but her voice is breaking. Let's bring you up to speed with the latest developments. But just to encapsulate what is going on and what we're breaking at the moment, the Prime Minister's security lapse case is being heard in the Supreme Court as we speak. The opening arguments have already begun, and Nalini has already brought you up to speed with what the opening arguments look like. The centre and Solicitor General Tushar Mehta is arguing on behalf of the centre, says that the crowd was 100 meters from Prime Minister Modi's convoy, and goes on to say that Punjab DGP failed to protect Prime Minister Modi. The centre says Punjab violated Prime Minister's security blue book and says the probe panel issued a show cause notice. But the Punjab government in Supreme Court alleges politics behind this particular case. They are saying that all documents have been given to the High Court and they're asking for a court-monitored probe into this particular incident. Nalini is back with us. Nalini, sorry, we lost you in the middle of that conversation. Continue.
Terry, apologies for the technical snags. But right now what we have is a very important statement coming in from the Chief Justice of India itself. The Solicitor General had made some arguments before the court stating that this is a matter regarding PM security and the highest officials in the central government can examine this and they should be taken with the utmost seriousness. To which the Chief Justice of India, N.V. Ramana, has very categorically responded saying, don't try to give the impression that we are not taking the PM security seriously. Now remember, Chaiti, this is a matter that is being taken up by the Supreme Court while only virtual hearings and urgent matters are being heard. So the fact that the Supreme Court is even considering to hear this matter at the time when only COVID hearings are happening is indication enough of exactly how seriously the Supreme Court takes this entire
It's being taken very seriously. At the end of the day, we're talking about a security lapse in the Prime Minister of India's convoy. This is not about politics. This is about the fact that there was a security lapse. And of course, the Supreme Court has taken it upon itself to hear this matter out, which only means that they're taking it with utmost seriousness at this point of time. And there should be no doubt about it, Nalini.
Precisely, which is exactly why the CJS snapped at the Solicitor General and said that don't try to give the impression that the Supreme Court is not taking the matter pertaining to the PM security seriously, because like you said, in every way they are. Right now, the latest is that the judges are discussing amongst themselves in the middle of the arguments, probably to decide what the future course of this entire case should be, whether or not there should be any orders that should be passed today, or whether the Supreme Court should take another day to go through these communication and travel records that they have received only today morning and then go ahead and decide what this entire fate of this case should be. So right now they are discussing amongst themselves. But at the same time, let's quickly take our viewers through exactly what all are the arguments that have happened so far before the Supreme Court. There are three parties that have made arguments before the Supreme Court. The central government headed by the Solicitor General, the Punjab government led by their Advocate General, as well as the original petitioners, the organization called Lawyers' Voice, which is being represented by Senior Advocate Maninder Singh. Solicitor General has said that the responsibility lies with the state government to ensure that in this entire case, the PM was provided a safe passage to travel through the state. Along with that, what the Advocate General has said is that they want a court-monitored inquiry in this entire matter to ensure that there are no questions that can be raised regarding the authenticity and the reliability of the findings of any inquiry that is set up. At the same time, the Lawyers' Voice organization that is represented by Senior Advocate Maninder Singh has categorically come ahead and told the court that the court needs to intervene in this matter and set up an inquiry as soon as possible, because this is a case pertaining to the lapse of PM security. We've also heard some very important observations coming in from the bench headed by the Chief Justice of India. The first is that the Chief Justice of India led bench has raised several questions regarding these show cause notices that were issued by the central government, and have gone ahead and asked them on what basis this was done. They've also sought clarity on as to whether or not these notices were issued before or after the last hearing had happened, because in the last hearing, the Supreme Court had categorically told the central government as well as the state government to halt all of their inquiries. Along with that, the CJI-led bench has also made it clear to the Solicitor General that no impression should be given out that they are not taking this matter seriously, because they are. We're still waiting to see as to whether or not any orders will be passed in this case today, but there's lots to watch out for and lots that have been said already before the Supreme Court. Jyoti.
Absolutely. And of course, the Supreme Court is taking this matter with utmost importance, as Nalini just highlighted right now. Centre says no need of a trial, SPG Act breached. And how does the Supreme Court respond to this, Nalini?
So, well, Chaiti, what the Supreme Court right now is saying is that there can be no decision that can be reached by the central government already, even before an inquiry is conducted. So what Justice Hema Kohli, who is part of the bench, has said is that you've already made a decision as to who was guilty and who was responsible for the security lapse, even without an inquiry being conducted. So where is the inquiry and where are these findings coming from? So those are the questions that have been raised by the Supreme Court-led bench when it comes to this entire issue pertaining to as to exactly who was responsible for the security breach regarding the Prime Minister's visit to Punjab. Supreme Court raised some very pertinent questions pertaining to that. There can be no accountability that can already be assigned even before an inquiry is conducted. So on what basis is the central government saying that the Punjab government is responsible? And if they are saying that, then how can they also be entrusted with holding an impartial inquiry in this entire matter if they've already made up their minds and issued notices in regard to that? They've also questioned them on the basis of these notices itself, saying that even if these show cause notices were issued to the Punjab government, even before the matter was taken up by the Supreme Court on the last day, then why have these notices not been withdrawn, and why were they allowed to continue? Even the Supreme Court had given categorical orders that any inquiry should be stayed, and both the central government as well as the state government should hold their horses.
Absolutely. Also, we're getting those inputs that are coming in from the Supreme Court as we speak, because the hearing at the moment has just begun. The Punjab government has asked for a court-monitored probe as well, and Nalini is getting us all the latest details that are coming in at the moment. Any observations in particular that the CJI has made, Nalini, that you would like to highlight for our viewers right there? Because there have been, as you rightly mentioned, few observations that are coming in from the Apex Court.
Well, Chaiti, it might not just specifically be the CJI, but yes, several important observations have come in from the three judges who are sitting on the bench pertaining to exactly what had happened, and also at the same time raising questions to the central government as well as the Punjab government, both equally. But at the same time, let's remember that the three judges have still not had a chance to go through in detail the communication records and the travel records that they had originally asked for on Friday. Because they received them only today morning and they assembled to hear the matters at around 10:30, so they've not had enough of a chance to go through these records.
Nalini, hold on with us. I'm compelled to take a very short commercial break. This remains to be our top focus. We're getting all these updates that Nalini is